is good? So check out this recent print that I made. This is from the Colonnade. It's a sign that I've always seen in downtown Atlanta. Really wanted to make a photo here. Finally got a composition that was awesome with these reflections, but this photo almost didn't happen. Now here's why. This Leica SL2, I've raved about a bunch on this channel. I made a video saying it was the most unique camera I've ever used, and it is, but it has two major problems that I want to inform you about, because if you're someone finding this video thinking about buying this camera, or you're someone who watches my videos and are thinking about making the big investment into something like this, it's important for me to be unbiased and talk about the issues that I have with it, even though I am a Leica fanboy, as you guys know. I gotta keep it real with y'all. Now, since today's video is kind of just a talking video, I'm gonna play some behind the scenes from recent shoots on the screen. One is from a rainy afternoon when I was doing street photography. A lot of cool photos made with the SL2 and the 35mm f2. And we also have some night photography that features less than stellar shots, but it has the behind the scenes for that one. So if you enjoy the video, hit the thumbs up button for me. It helps out the channel a lot. Now, the first thing we gotta talk about, and the reason why this photo almost didn't happen, is the low light capability on the Leica SL2. Now, it's not atrocious, but when you're using a large sensor like this, 48 megapixels or whatever it is, you are going to get more noise. It's a fact. I talked about it in the initial video I made about this camera, where I talked about how unique it is. That was one of the things that made it unique, is it's not really for everyone. If you do concert photography or a lot of handheld night photography, I can't recommend this to you. And with the Leica SL2S coming out, that might be a camera I actually could recommend, because it has the smaller sensor and the lower megapixels, which might fix a lot of the noise issues that come with the SL2. Honestly, if I had the capability of predicting the future and I knew that camera was going to come out when I bought this, I might have actually waited a couple months to make that investment, because it's actually less money and it has more of what I really need. If you watch my initial video, I've never really needed the crazy high megapixel count on this camera. I got it more for video combined with the photo and the Leica look. So the SL2S, for someone like me, is probably the perfect sweet spot for everything. So if you're someone who does a lot of low light stuff, that is definitely something you want to consider if you're watching my videos thinking, you know, I might make this jump into Leica. It could be a smarter move to go the SL2S and save yourself some money, and also save yourself some noise and some work in post. So the low light capability on this, I talked about it initially, but I wanted to bring it back up again for anyone who's interested in the camera. It is something to consider. The noise is there, especially when I compare a photo. If I made that exact same shot on my Leica QP, it would not have the same noise issues that I had with this one. So that's the first problem. The second one has to do with batteries. But first, I want to thank our sponsor today, Skillshare. They enable this channel. They help me make these videos possible. So thank you, Skillshare, for sponsoring today's video. The first 1,000 people to click on the link in the description get a free trial of Skillshare Premium. Skillshare is an online learning community that offers memberships with meaning. There's so many things to explore, real projects to create, and a network of creators just like you to provide you with support and motivation. Skillshare offers a variety of class types designed around even the busiest of schedules. So no matter what you have going on in your life, you can learn and grow while on the move. Skillshare has a wide range of photography classes, but one of their most recent is Instagram-worthy photos, shoot, edit, and share, and that's taught by Brandon Waffel. Take advantage of this opportunity to start exploring your creativity today with Skillshare. The first 1,000 people to click on the link in the description get a free trial of Skillshare Premium. So this right here is the Leica BP-SCL4 Ion battery. Guess how much this thing costs? $275. That one hurts. Shout out to my dad for the practical Christmas gifts. He actually got me this for Christmas, so I didn't have to pay for it, thankfully. But yeah, $275 for a battery is astronomical. And to make matters worse, a huge problem with the Leica SL2 is its power management. Now, I don't care how many firmware updates they do, it is something that if you're using this on professional shoots, you have a high likelihood of running into issues. I had it happen to me after I made that initial review video. I was working on probably my biggest commercial project of the year. It involved some lifestyle stuff with gaming. I can't get into do it because of an NDA. You'll see it on my Instagram probably in a couple months. But I was working on that project. I had a shoot in the morning, and then I blocked out that shoot and I had something to do afterwards. Now the shoot in the morning was all photo. So I made probably like a couple hundred photos on that shoot, thinking I would have plenty of battery for the 4K cinema requirements and the photo requirements of this really important shoot. You know, in the past, I was like, hey, I got plenty of battery. I can use the battery all day for this stuff. Not with the SL2. The Cinema 4K on this camera and the 5K, while amazing, I shot the intro on it. It looks so good. It just sucks up battery. It's a real problem. Now with this camera, when this battery gets down to like 50%, you lose the ability to do that Cinema 4K. I'm assuming it has something to do with run times, but that is a huge problem because you have no real way of knowing, all right, is this thing about to cut off in the middle of my footage? If you're doing a wedding or something like this, that can be a massive problem. Luckily for me, I was in a position where I could kind of move the shoot around, and I lucked out and I was able to, you know, make it work. It didn't ruin my life. But if you're in something very important like a wedding, like, I don't know, an event that only happens once, a graduation or something, who knows, and that battery cuts off in the middle of your footage and doesn't allow you to do that 4K, it's a real problem. And if you want to prevent yourself from having those problems, you're going to have to shell out quite a bit of money for a couple batteries, and the battery grip is also $1,000. So those are two things with the SL2 that have come to my attention as I've been using the camera that I wanted to address on the channel real quick. I wouldn't say they're deal breakers, but they're things to definitely be aware of, and it's my responsibility to share them with the audience and platform that I have on here. The battery thing is the big one. I mean, if you're getting this for hybrid stuff and you're going to be using it all day long, you need to be aware that you are going to need a lot of batteries, and you're going to have to be very strategic about how you're using your power. You know, that might mean running a battery down halfway and throwing it on a charger, then using another battery down halfway and just swapping them that way throughout the day. It's just one of these steps that is kind of unavoidable with a camera that is this powerful, writing the types of files that it's writing, having the stabilization that it's having, but it's there, and it's something to keep in mind. And also, if you're a wedding shooter or a hybrid shooter doing a lot of low light, that's another thing you got to keep into consideration. So the SLS2 is a very interesting camera, one that I'm interested in. I know Matt Day has one. He's going to do a lot of videos about it. I was actually DMing him on Instagram the other day talking about it. So go to his channel, check out what he's talking about. And as things come up with this camera and me using it, I'll always address them and talk about it as well. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Hope you enjoyed the little hybrid of talk behind the scenes that we had going on today. Let me know your favorite photo from the video. I'll answer comments for the first 2 hours, and make sure you head over to my Instagram at EvanRamp to see the final versions of the photos in today's video. Y'all are the truth. Thumbs up. See you next time.